What's up, Big Blue Nation? It's your boy, Big Blue Steph, back at you with another video. This one just kind of covering a little bit of Giants news over the last day or a half or so. Definitely excuse me as I'm making my way to work, but I definitely been wanting to push out this video since yesterday, but got a little bit more news so I can add to it today. But regardless, Giants news. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka's getting some interest as far as being a head coaching candidate. Not sure who the specific source that came out and said it, so sorry I can't add an actual quote to it. But it's making its way around Giants Nation. Looks like the Panthers, for one, are interested, and two, the Houston Texans are candidate number 2 as far as we know at the moment. I'm not one to hold anyone back. If there's progress, if there's a way for, upward mobility, being able to, just kind of expand on your territory, definitely wishing Mike Kafka the best in whatever decision he's able to make. Not to say he's actually, number one priority for either one of those franchises, but the fact that they are actually showing interest in him, they must see a lot of what we see in him, probably to a higher degree if they're considering him for a head coaching position. So, definitely, congratulations in that aspect. Selfishly, as a Giants fan, I would rather him stay on as OC at least for another year, maybe 2. Give Daniel Jones and that offense continuity as we saw it grow, especially the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, regular season. As they started building even more confidence in Daniel Jones to put that ball up in the air a little bit more. Kind of varying the offense, getting the most out of, not the most highly touted receiving core, but hey, he was working magic. Of course, I'm sure Dayball had a lot of influence in that, but to say that Kafka wasn't a big part of that, I couldn't take that away from him. So, selfishly, of course, I want him to stay. But in general, who knows, who becomes, a hot option. There's talks that Sean Payton might be back on the coaching scene this year. Of course, I believe that comes with compensation for the Saints if that does happen. So who knows? But, as far as Kafka, like I said, I wish him the best. I hope he sticks around, and I hope he's able to focus in on this playoff run that we're about to have. Not a playoff game, playoff run. It's funny watching your boy, what's his name? Big Dash Knows, and I'm totally feeling his energy, man. Playoffs, nah. Super Bowl, at the very least, rematch with the Bills, that would be the perfect ending to the season. Hopefully we come out on top again. Don't want to get too far, ahead of ourselves, but hey, there's no reason why we can't. What happens when we make the playoffs, especially when we're doubted so much. This defense, at any given moment, can turn it on. We've had similar issues when our cornerback play has been sketchy at best, and all of a sudden you got the likes of Corey Webster and was it Terrell Thomas? I forgot who the other ones, but our cornerbacks just look like lockdown Aaron Ross, lockdown cornerbacks, which makes us that much more potent because we're always going to come with a pass rush, especially with wings. So, hey, who knows? But beyond that, I kind of veered off topic. But yeah, Kafka interviewing. Hey, good luck, sir. Topic number 2, DeAndre Hopkins. Nook. That dude is a monster. Certified beast. Give him all the credit that he is due. No matter where he's been, between Houston, between Arizona, and not playing with the best of quarterbacks overall, this dude is a straight monster. Would I love to have him on the Giants? Hell yeah. Do I think it fully makes sense for us right now? A 30-year-old wide receiver who, has 2 years and about, 35 million, 34 million left on his contract, and possibly looking to get another long-term contract for a 30-year-old receiver. I'm not saying this is like Odell type situation where like, I don't think we can pay him. Like, we could pay him, but how fast does that decline start? Of course, he's 30. Some receivers definitely start to taper off when they start getting into their 30s. We don't know how much we'd have left in them. And of course, everyone says, oh, well, Daniel Jones needs a number one receiver. Of course. And, how the Bills did it. Got Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, certified monster as well. But guess what? Diggs was 24 at best when he went to the Bills. Dude was still young and just entering his prime. So, a bit different, You could pay Stephon Diggs and know he's going to be around for a while. You pay DeAndre Hopkins, you take on that contract knowing we have so many other holes we need to fill, let alone re-signing DJ, Dex, with a contract extension for Andrew Thomas, Saquon, filling in the needs at linebacker, who we may have found something in Jared Davis, who knows? But, looking at film with him, over him, looked like that dude could be a certified monster. But we've seen that before. We get these, like, cast-offs from other places that play a little middle linebacker. We have them for a year and a half or two. Next thing you know, they're injured or can't produce like they, used to. So, whatever. But DeAndre Hopkins, like I said, he would be an awesome fit. He probably could be that and more of what we was hoping for in Kenny Golladay. But yeah, I'm not too hopeful, and I don't think Shane is the type that's really gonna invest that much into another wide receiver that old at this point. Golladay would have played out if he would have been, producing like we had hoped. That would have been perfect, because he hasn't even reached, what is he, 28 now? 29, whatever. 2 years into his contract. That would have been perfect. But, hey, hasn't played out that way. But we'll see. And I think the last one I wanted to cover, smaller news, but it's kind of funny. This dude was named James Washington, that we plucked off the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. It's funny, right before the season was starting up, I was in a fantasy league, and it was a pretty deep, fantasy league. I think 10, 12 teams, and the way the roster size were going, you definitely had to do your research, to fill in spots. You had wide receiver 4 or 5 or whatever that you needed to scout, and he was kind of on my radar. I was reading up on him, kind of checking a little bit of footage, and I'm like, man, this dude is probably in line to really do some damage with the Cowboys. You got CeeDee Lamb, but Gallup was kind of all over the place, injury-wise. There's another dude, I forgot whoever it was, but it seemed like this dude, James Washington, was going to be something big, and didn't happen. Didn't really follow up. Didn't see what happened to him all season, but hey, looks like this dude got some potential. Pedigree of second-round pick 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4 now. Who knows? Keep on the practice squad. Maybe it's another Isaiah Hodgkins type situation. Come in, pluck them from another team, develop them in our scheme, learn the playbook, and be hella productive. We'll take it. We need it. Though I know we got some cap space going into this next season, you can't afford to pay everybody. And you got to address the interior of the O-line as well. Linebacker, cornerback, wide receiver. So, yeah, maybe if he's somebody you can get on the cheap and be productive, hey, build him up. But, yeah, those were the 3 main talking points I really want to drill down into. Definitely, playoffs are among us. I'm a little blown. I got to work on playoff Sunday, but I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to see the game. Doubt me not. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be cheering us on. I'm going to try to have our boys, the Entertainer and Bad Dog, watch. I'll watch them up. That commentary is just phenomenal, man. Like, it's gotten to a point that I never can watch a game without those two. And, even one of them isn't on, it's still worth watching. The energy that they got is just crazy. So, playoff Sunday, we got the Vikings I think a lot of more people are kind of believing in the Giants. I still would love for us to remain the underdogs so we don't get too much hype. And even though Dayball keeps our team pretty stable, pretty, in line and in check, and doesn't allow us to, believe the hype, I still rather ride underneath the radar, be the underdogs, and make this playoff run. Not a push, run. Matter of fact, I'm stop calling it a playoff run. I'm calling it a Super Bowl run. So I hope they got all that film, all the footage, the behind the scenes. After the season, they put together a video of how things came together. We got the Tony saga. We got the Kenny Galladay drama. All the hate for DJ. Saquon, can he still play? Just so much we had to deal with this season. Freaking James Bradbury. Oh, my God. What we going to do? We don't have a cornerback. James Bradbury. Going to our division rival, this and that. Yo, ain't got time for that, y'all. You do. Blake Martinez, how can we let him go? Blah, blah, blah. He can't even stay on with the Raiders. So, hey, this has been a beautiful season. Regular season, that is, up to this point. I'm ready for an even more magical playoff Super Bowl run. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for riding with me to work. Almost there. I'll push this video out. And then I'll catch y'all later. Big Blue Nation, love y'all. Holla.